we should now be live. Good evening, everybody. I'm going to leave that poll going. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the usual Triclaw Sunday stream. I'm just going to have a slurp of tea. And welcome back to the Ultimate Park. And I thought we'd just continue with doing some building today. Do you say hello in chat? And there was also a poll going. I'm just curious what people think we're going to get on the 29th. And I'm going to walk you through, before we get started, just a few changes that I've made off screen. As you can see, I've decorated the inside there. Does the tea come with biscuits? It doesn't today. We don't have any biscuits in, unfortunately. But I would normally have biscuits. But yeah, I've decorated the inside of this little garden area. I'm thinking about maybe adding a statue in here or two. Not sure yet. What I've done over here is I've already done some proprietary landscaping for this exhibit down here. So I've already flattened an area out, done a sort of nice rolling meadow. And what we're going to do in today's stream is we're basically going to shave this mountain down to give a bit more light down here. And we're then going to do this exhibit, essentially. Now over here, what I've done, this is kind of the staff entrance for the park. So this particular control center is linked by Hyperloop train to the ones over here. And I've kind of modified this a little bit, given us a proper area going on here and a little bit of a staff place as well. So that's what I've done off screen. Something else I also want to do today, if we get time, is to start the hotel and dino area here. So lots to do today. So let's start with this tactical shaving. So I don't like how much light this particular mountain cuts out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put to lower terrain, turn the slope and intensity up, and just see how much we can get rid of. I still want it to look like a mountain. I just want there to be some more light down at the bottom, because it's really dark. I think it's entirely this enormous outcrop here. So let's just get rid of it. So I can see that a lot of people are interested in having the Atrociraptors from the film on the 29th. I mean, I think it's pretty... That's okay. That's looking good. I think it's pretty much a certainty now that we're going to get them. I'll be honest, I don't really care about the Atrociraptors too much. I think we have enough, like, Velociraptor-like animals in the game already. Like, we have the Indoraptor, and we have the Raptors, and we have Deinonychus. I kind of don't think we need any more Raptors. If anything, I'm more looking forward to the you know, getting Oviraptor or Lystrosaurus or something like that. Now we do have a problem here. That's going to be a nuisance. We have to have a little bit here to protect the edge of the map. Unless we try and... hide it. You can hide it a little bit. I like the Velociraptor. It looks like a chunky Velociraptor. It does. I mean, I suppose the other reason is I didn't really think there was much point of them being in the film for me. I saw them as completely pointless. To me, they were just there because, like, Atrociraptor sounds like a really cool name. The actual animal itself, there's basically no paleontological evidence for it. I think they've got, like, a leg bone and that's it. It's a really barely found species, so... I think they could have had something else instead. Like, I personally, I would have brought the Indoraptor back and given her, like, some albino Indoraptors or something. Because the Indoraptor from Fallen Kingdom, we really didn't get much chance to properly have. So, I think some pet Indoraptors would have been good. So we've tactically shaved that down quite a bit. And I think that'll about do. We've got a lot more light down here now, which is what I wanted. I also want the baryonyx from Dominion. Well, the baryonyx is not really different in Dominion to what it is in everything else. I'm pretty sure even the skin is, well, apart from it having, like, a robotic cyber arm, which, again, I really don't see the need to. Me and Dominion don't get along. I really didn't enjoy Dominion at all. For me, it's the weakest of all of the Trevorrow films. Right, I want this to be quite sandy down here. Hello, Aiden. How are you doing? You get your cast off. Why? What have you done? Have you broken your arm or something? Just want to add, that's raised terrain. I want to add some. Just want to add some gullies to this. Smooth them out a bit to make them look a little less severe. That's a bit better. Better. The Atrociraptors were a cheap excuse for me. They didn't have a raptor pack left from Isla Nublar, so they took a new species from North America and made them look similar. Yeah, I mean, it was a lazy choice, Rob. I do agree with you there. The Indoraptor got like no time to shine and got killed by an ugly raptor, Star-Lord, and a severed trike head. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if anyone knows anything about fossils, but they are amazingly brittle. The Indoraptor landing on that Triceratops skull, it would have pretty much turned that Triceratops skull to dust and probably wouldn't have even killed it. So either the Triceratops skull was a fake or a, not a fake, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a replica, like cast. Which doesn't really match what we know of Mr. Lockwood. Yeah, or they just didn't do their homework about fossils, which it wouldn't be a surprise. Let's see. I'll put another one of these in. I want this to be... I think 2 is enough. Maybe 2 with towers either side. I need to remember to use a zipline somewhere. I feel like it's a trike that recently died on Nubla. Oh, well. Maybe Mr. Lockwood has gotten his hands on some actual bone skulls. Although there would be many questions raised by that, I think. You know, it bugs me that these towers are not symmetrical. I wish there was a design which was actually symmetrical, but we'll make do. There you go. Right, so we need to design this end. Let's think about the fencing. We'll go for something fairly hefty. So I want us to think about having some pretty big and impressive specimens in here. We'll need to hide that. We'll need to hide that as well. Hiding the ends of your fences, good way of just helping with the realism. There we go. We should get a spin-off show that's non-canon called Dinosaurs. Just have the dinosaurs with swords and axes and other weaponry. Don't know why, but I'd enjoy that more than Dominion. Goofy, I would enjoy having my tongue stapled to the floor with a croquet hoop more than Dominion. I really hate that movie. There aren't many movies I can legitimately say I dislike. Even as Nerd Guy has discovered, like, I'll even sit through Marvel movies and be like, yeah, I can see there's some good elements to these. But Jurassic World Dominion, and the Abrams Star Trek films, I legitimately think are the worst films ever made. More for what they represent than anything else. Well, actually, I don't know about Dominion. I think that's just a terrible film in so many ways. To this day, I cannot understand how Swerve even thinks that it's better than Jurassic Park 3. I can't believe he went to see it like more than once. I mean, once was torture enough for me. Like, if the Spanish Inquisition still existed, they could use Dominion as a very good torture device. Hell, I'd become a Christian before watching that film again. I'd rather watch Jurassic World Dominion more than Captain Marvel. Ooh, that's a hot take. I think Nerd Guy, as the resident Marvel movie lover, is going to have to weigh in here. let's add in some trees. There we go. Very nice. We need to do a little terrain work here. God, excuse me one moment. I'm just going to quickly put DLSS back on. They really need to optimize the shadows for the trees. I am sick of having to run with DLS on just to get a stable frame rate. Absolutely infuriates me. We need some dirt. That's the mud brush, isn't it? Yeah. Might have been a bit excessive. I think that's what I wanted. Just a little. Ugh. Captain Marvel was actually a pretty okay movie. Well, compared to Dominion, that's for sure. I don't think you like Dominion, and the plot just sucked. The character was really annoying. Jurassic. Yeah. I think Dominion has so many problems, and I don't even think some of them are its fault. I think the Jurassic World movies as a whole have kind of always had the problem of they're trying to bring back a franchise which was really kind of done and dusted. Like Jurassic Park 3 had shown that you were kind of out of ideas when it comes to Jurassic, the franchise, and they had the job of trying to tell us that actually no, there were still stories to be told. And while Jurassic World was kind of an interesting idea, Fallen Kingdom and Dominion have just proven that they can't be. You can't really make any good Jurassic Park stuff without an island being involved, I think. But that's just my impression. I mean, I think it's certainly, you could certainly make a good. How would you have changed Dominion? Oh, so many ways, Goofy. In fact, I was going to make a whole video about it. I have the script and everything done. I think the first thing I would have changed about Dominion is get rid of the horrible locust plot. Like, just remove the locusts from the whole thing entirely. Because it's such a stupid idea. Like, get rid of the locusts and focus more on the dinosaurs being the problem. Which is what we all kind of assumed the film was going to be about. Only it wasn't. It was about locusts. So remove the locusts and make the movie about the dinosaurs again. And that solves a heck of a lot of the problems already. I also think Clone Child, the whole subplot of like Bruce Dallas Howard wanting to become Clone Child's mother, it's such a boring trope. Get rid of it. Instead, I would have focused the Maisie subplot more on her coming to terms with the fact that she's ended the world. Like, it was an entirely missed point from the movie that, you know, this clone child has basically released the dinosaurs into the public and brought untold carnage, death, and destruction. and everything. And you know, the most important part of her story is whether she wants to become the daughter of Bruce Dallas Howard. I'm like, who cares? You're a multi-mass murderer. You've destroyed civilization as we know it. There needed to be some sort of acceptance of that. And I think they really missed a trick in sort of her and Sam Neill having more of a sort of more moments in the movie. Maisie is a monster. She is. I also thought Dominion they could have done a lot more with the dinosaurs. I would have personally brought back the Isla Nublar raptors from 2003. I would have made... And so they dropped the hybrids because, you know, their thought was no one likes them, so we'll just drop them. And while I thought they were a silly idea, I'm kind of like... I think they should have just gone, well, no one likes them, but fuck it, we'll go whole hog with them. And I would have made, like, Biosyn responsible for the hybrids, because then that would make Biosyn actually bad guys as well. So, like, have it secretly all along that Biosyn were the ones actually responsible for all the hybrid stuff, and that Dr. Wu has been unknowingly being part of their plan. And then make Dr. Wu, like, discover Biosyn was behind Nedry, and actually make Dr. Wu be like, what the hell, these guys completely ruined the original Jurassic Park. Like, actually have him go through some character change so that then he can be redeemed or not redeemed. Because at the moment in Dominion, he just kind of turns up at the end and goes, I can fix everything with my magic locust. And then somehow he's supposed to be the good guy because of that. And yeah, I'm not buying it. It's not a character arc. He's been the bad guy in every movie for ages. You can't just forget what he's done. And personally, I would have also had a character death. I probably would have gone with Dr. Wu, or I don't know, or even Owen. Like, kill somebody off. The movie is so lacking in stakes that we badly need to kill someone off, and I think Owen or Doctor Wu or someone like that is definitely calling out for it. I think we need a big sauropod in here, folks, don't we? Considering it's quite big. Let's go to the dinosaur production floor and have a look. "2022 Dreadnoughtus as Dinosaur King." God, you always pick the most uninteresting species, Dinosaur King. I agree, Elmer. The Giga should definitely have killed someone in the movie, because it just completely lacks any presence otherwise. Like, even Rexy has killed... Well, she killed the lawyer. The enclosure goes very deep down. Can we have a lookout point in the mountain later? I was thinking of having some sort of, like, zip line. Maybe going from up here down to the bottom here somewhere. I mean, the monorail is going to be coming up here as well, but we could do something with a zip line. I'm just thinking about... yeah, maybe have a zip line in these mountains. I mean, Rexy wasn't really the big bad of the original. She wasn't, but she did at least kill someone. Like, in Dominion, There's so little depth. The entire planet is supposed to be in trouble. And don't really get that. I mean, that for me is like the biggest problem with Dominion is that it doesn't feel like the dinosaurs are that much of a problem. I feel like they're completely overshadowed in their movie. I mean, what's my favourite? What are big sauropod species? I do like the new Alamo. Has worked its way in. Argentinosaurus. Problem with the mod species is I haven't done much skin checking, so I don't know which skins are going to look good on it. I mean, I suppose I can try and guess. Let's see what green and black come out with. I'm just going to release it into the paddock, and then we can see what they look like, can't we? You know what? I don't think that's too bad as a colour combination. I think that's pretty good. And then maybe if we do one in the lighter green no, the darker green. And maybe change the colour of the spines. I want the dinosaurs to kind of have skins that sort of match the environment. As much as I love the black and red, it's a bit more of a deserty combination. Although it's quite a big enclosure, isn't it? So let's do a third one, and we'll do a black and red, as Goofy has suggested. Yukon River and Pelophylax. The only time I felt a trace of tension in Dominion was during the Malta sequence, just because some people died. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the problems I have about people wanting a Malta DLC pack for the game. I don't see that there's enough from the Malta section of Dominion for them to make a whole DLC pack out of it. A dinosaur pack, yeah, but that's about it. There you go. 3 Argentinosaurus. What do they eat? Tall leaf, which are on 9%. What's provided by tall leaf? Why don't forests provide tall leaf? It has to be tempuscular. Really? Or ginkgo? Well, they've got ginkgo. Let's put a few tempusca in then. Like, they need to do that. That's like one quality of life update I wish they would do, is sort out the paleobotany, because it's so demented at the moment. It's like you plant 1,000,000 trees and it's like, these don't produce any tall leaf because they're not the right type of tree. It's a tree, it's leafy, tall leaf. Come on, folks. So what are we going to have living alongside our Argentinosaurus? Oh, you're hiding in the trees there. I had a creature that had such a bad hunger problem that his hunger would get to 0 in 1 minute. He would constantly eat and would starve himself to death. Spinosaurus? Oh no 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 no! I don't mix herbivore and carnivore. That's just, I just don't do that. But mostly because I think it's unrealistic. You would never do that with any sort of zoo. You'd never mix like that. Shattung is a good possibility. Maybe Muttaburrasaurus. I mean, I'm thinking we should have a good range of animals in here. Maybe not... Maybe, like, have 4 or 5 different species, but have, like, maybe 2 or 3 of each. So it doesn't look overcrowded, but we have a good range. So we can have a good range of size as well. So... let's have a look.
So remember whatever I said I probably
hatchery bays. So let's see. We want 2 medium-sized things to go along. Nasutos. Yeah, let's have a ceratopsian. I'm not sure on Nasutoceratops. Just because I think Nasutoceratops gets used far too often. Pentaceratops. I don't use Pentaceratops anywhere near enough. Actually. That's a good lookout there. Let's have a look at my skin database and have a look at the Pentaceratops skins. Pentaceratops, okay, so... okay, there's a few in here that I've highlighted as quite nice. Let's go with the Lithobates, which is yellow frill stripes. And then for main coloured body, let's go with... blue, grey, and orange. Let's go with Gambia River Basin, actually. And we'll just have 3 of those. Release fire airlift. Pros wrestle. So yeah, I remember, folks, I don't mix and match carnivore and herbivore. Although something like Proceratosaurus might go in here in the future. What I'm going to do, basically, this whole area is pretty much going to be paved with dinosaur exhibits in the middle of the paving. So this hexagon will become a exhibit, and then there'll probably be another one in this square, and there'll be probably another one over here. And then this lagoon, what I'm going to do is there's the mountain is going to expand this way and this way, so that the lagoon area is kind of its own little little clearing. And we'll try to put... I don't think I'll keep this pattern of lagoons, because the lagoons themselves, we could probably have like a 1 singular, 2 singular, 3 singular, 4. I quite like having singular lagoon pieces because it's just easier to design them that way. The fact you allow penalties in genetics is like a downfall. Why, Dinosaur King? You know I play with certain stuff on, which makes all of that pointless. Fletcher, what's some dinosaurs you would love to see in the game? I'd love you, Tyrannus or Nanuxsaurus, just to get a large feathered dinosaur in game. Let's think. While I'm thinking, now is a good time just to point out we do have a Discord, links down below, and that we are very close to our 1,000 subscriber target. So if you have not already liked it, and if you have not already subscribed, please do so. The Discord channel for Triclaw is a bit of a work in progress at the moment, but I do try to stream in there on occasion in the week, playing all sorts of other games, so it's a good place to come and just hang out. So what other dinosaurs would I like to see in game? I'd like to see more Triassic species as a whole. I'm just going to move my mic slightly closer. I don't think we have enough dinosaurs from the Triassic period in game yet. And I think that's a shame, because it's a very good Triassic dinosaurs. Yeah, that's alright. It's a nice colour combo. And also, you know, I think a lot of people just see the dinosaur period as like the Jurassic with Stegosaurus in it and the Cretaceous with T-Rex in it. And the Triassic period is also part of the Mesozoic era, and so I think needs a lot more exposure. Plateosaurus, for example, and the other prosauropods. I mean, we have prosauropods were another big group of dinosaurs, and we don't have any of them in game at all. So some prosauropods would be nice, and there are just lots of other Triassic period dinosaurs which are sort of just very interesting. Scalidosaurus, for example, Eoraptor, for example. So I think more Triassic dinosaurs. I want more live bait feeders other than goats, like cows or buffaloes or bears. I think we need something for the carnivores, like the paleo, but like the paleobotany system was a really good idea. But I feel like the carnivores don't have an equivalent. So I think that a system where certain carnivores have a particular preferred type of bait, live bait, would be an interesting idea to play around with. I also don't agree with how the paleobotany system works currently, in as that we just plant trees. And particular trees provide, you know, fruit or whatever. I vastly preferred the paleobotany system from the first game, because there was some more choice to it, and there was some clear advantages to it. Whereas in this game, it doesn't really serve a purpose. Any plant that provides tall leaf or tall nut or tall fruit satisfies any herbivore that requires them, which is not really how herbivores eat. And it's also not how herbivorous dinosaurs were. You know, the teeth of dinosaurs were... I'm just having a break in order to give you this TED talk. The teeth of dinosaurs were all very different, because they all fed on very different types of vegetation. And you can't represent that in just like, these trees give tall nut, and all of these dinosaurs like tall nut. Well, that's not how it works. Tyrannosaurus has Edmontosaurus as favourite prey. Yeah, we know that Tyrannosaurus fed on Edmontosaurus as a key part of its diet. That could be in the paleo carnivore system as well. If they could also improve the combat, I would actually turn on combat. Yeah. I don't really see the point in combat for this game. Because it's all based on numbers. It's not based on randomization. There's no, to quote Ian Malcolm, there's no chaos theory in how the combat system of this game works. Whichever dinosaur has the higher attack value or the higher defend value wins. That's it. In a straight one-on-one, the higher combat value or the higher defense value wins. Which to me, just, there's no point in doing combat like that. Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, it was a lot more randomized. The winner of an engagement was completely randomized. Or it felt more random. I think we need, so we've got a ceratopsian here. I'd like an ankylosaurid living amongst them. Let's go and have a look for an ankylosaurid. I wish all the herbivores would get a buff in this game. A raptor should not survive a full force swing from an ankylosaurus club. Yeah, that's another good example there. No, scientific studies on ankylosaurid clubs. They are humongously powerful weapons. Their impact forces are huge. No, killing a T-Rex in a single blow, easy. So for that Indominus Rex in the first movie to just shrug off the one that smacks it in the side of his head, that impact would have crushed its skull like an egg. I wish we could have bone decorations put in exhibit. I'm kind of the same goofy. What I want is dinosaur enrichment. Like, I want the opportunity to give our dinosaurs stuff to play with. And stuff like special foods and special like in paddock toys and stuff, which is what they do in Planet Zoo, and would be part of looking after these dinosaurs in reality. Could do Euoplocephalus in here. But I don't like the JWE Euoplocephalus. You know, I think that dinosaur that doesn't get enough love is Sauropelta. I feel like people are still hung up on the fact that Sauropelta has had very difficult social requirements in the first game. And I think everyone has kind of hates it because of that. White body, orange body, warm yellow, light grey. So let's just go with Svalbard. And Paul Crana. Also, can I just point out, right? This indicates Paul Crana is green. That's not how it comes out. It actually comes out with like yellowish brown patches. Why is it Frontier cannot get any part of this system correct? It just makes me laugh. I just have to hide Spino Bones in the ground and surround it with rocks and take cool pictures. Yeah, it's the only way of doing it. Honestly, none of the fights since Jurassic Park 3 have felt like they had any real weight to it. Like the Indominus Rex and Rex, you just throw each other around with no sign of damage. Yeah, I mean, that's... I suppose it's all part and parcel of the action movie, monster movie franchise that the films have now become. You know, there has never been a more marketable plushie than Blue the Raptor. Which I hate. And the anthropomorphizing of these animals. They're not cartoon characters. These are legitimately powerful and dangerous animals. Which I think is something that the original films got across their audience very well. through like Dr. Grant at the beginning of the first movie, going, you know, this Velociraptor would eat you alive, so show some respect. Now, Velociraptors will come to your aid against Indominus Rex. Hello, Jurassic Tyrant King. Welcome to the stream. By the way, if you do mod your Jurassic World Evolution 2 game, I will be adding this path back onto... What are you doing over there? What's wrong with you? You haven't eaten any food. Probably because I would assume not enough ginkgos and stuff around. Is that better for you? I better check that these guys have food, actually. Ground leaf. Oh, they have plenty of ground leaf. That's fine. You eating now? You better do. There's my little sauropelter. Right, we need some smaller dinosaurs to live alongside these now. Let's go and have a look. You know, there's a long list of dinosaurs yet to be added because of the other Jurassic World movies adding new ones. We know they exist in canon, but we don't know what will be in this DLC. No. I don't agree with Evo that we're going to get a huge thing. Because I don't see how. There is nothing about Malta. Like, people are saying, oh, we'll have a Malta map, but... how? All we saw was the city. Right? Unless they're going to have us build a park in the middle of the city, which would undoubtedly be an interesting proposition, I just don't think that's likely. I also, as much as Frontier are improving this game, I think Frontier has already proven that they're prepared to not put the work in just by the state the game launched in. I would be pleasantly surprised if Frontier actually put the work in for once. But that's just me being quite cynical, and that's bugging me now. Is that thing not eating? Why won't you eat? That is literally food here for you. Are you telling me that the large eating requirement? Oh right, I see. Now you're actually in the position to eat. There's something else I think about these sauropods. They move so slowly and their needs reduce so fast. Anyway, I was looking for some small dinosaurs. I think a Pachycephalosaurus of some description. They should put Japan cherry blossom forest as a map. See, one of the things I said that they should have done with the first game is have new Jurassic worlds in other parts of the world, with their own disasters and with their own decorations and stuff like that. So what I would do if I was Frontier, for example, is I would just release, in terms of DLC, new Jurassic World locations. So I would have, like you suggested, a Jurassic World Japan DLC where, as the free bit, you maybe get like an amenities building set that's like Japanese in style, a few Japanese style decorations, and maybe a few Japanese style trees like the cherry blossom. And then the paid DLC part, you get a new map, which would be like Japanese themed, and Japanese dinosaurs. And then you could do that for loads of different locations around the world. I would prefer that to just straight up a dinosaur pack, personally. And just release like 2 or 3 of them a year. And you could still release dinosaur pack or dinosaur skin packs. Or see, I also don't understand why they're not releasing more than just dinosaurs as DLC packs. I would be thinking about new amenity like skin packs, new attraction skin packs. There's so much option here that we could have that they're not doing. I don't know, maybe I'm just more imaginative than the average game developer. I think we'll go with Pachycephalosaurus, because I don't... this is supposed to be my ultimate park, though. It's supposed to be the dinosaurs I want, not the dinosaurs I feel pressured having. Struthiomimus, like, I absolutely love Struthi. It's such a great, underrated dinosaur. And I'm going to have the acid green stripes, which are Pulgrana. And then we'll have that on Svalbard. Actually, no, we'll keep with Yukon River, actually. Yeah.
3 of those.
And then I want a different skin. So let's do acid green, yellow. Let's go yellow stripes, so Pelophylax. And let's have it on orange, yellow, and white, vivid purple with orange. Let's have it on white with light grey. There we go. I'd love to see a Carnotaurus holding 2 swords flopping his arms around like in Prehistoric Planet. That was the best part of Prehistoric Planet for me, was the Carnotaurus scene. That and the Mosasaur scene. Those were 2 of the best scenes in that whole thing. We need Pelican Mimas. I've not heard of that one, that dinosaur. It's legitimately not one I have heard of. I'm assuming it's another bird mimic dinosaur, like Struthiomimus or Archaeornithomimus, something like that. This is looking nice and a bit more... See, this guy is also... the food requirements. Always the food requirements. Our Struthies need ground leaf, so they should be fine. This patch of cycads, what does it count as?
They are.
It counts as ground fruit and ground fiber. Do we have any animals that... actually, I better check those Sauropelta has stuff that they can eat. They eat ground leaf and ground fruit, so they've got stuff they can eat. Don't know, if we got 4 species in here, how populated is this? How come Jurassic World the game got a hybrid system down better than Jurassic World Evolution 1 and 2? Which I think has a bigger budget. I can tell you why, Goofy. The first thing is how the 2 games work in terms of their animation style. Jurassic World Evolution 1 and 2, they're a lot more complex with how their animals are rigged and how their animals are animated. Could you imagine how much work you'd need to put in to make a hybrid system where you make your own hybrids for a game like this? It would be very, very difficult. You'd have to put in so much work. I do think it's possible to do. I just think you'd have to do it like how you have the amenities building. So you'd only be able to hybrid certain dinosaurs together, and that they would only do certain things to like the model and the animations and the rig. So you'd still be limited, but you'd just have more. You'd kind of be able to make your own from a limited selection. The fact your animals are not getting satisfied enclosures hurts me. Well, this is not about satisfactory enclosures. This is about the perfect park for me, Dinosaur King. You should be glad I've got stuff like feeding that one at all. I want more large theropods. Maybe Oxalia to fill the niche of an accurate Spinosaurid. I do agree we need more large theropods. Tarbosaurus would be my immediate go-to in that case. Where this straight line is going to... That does kind of work, actually. I'm okay with that. I want to have some sort of area in front here. That we could use for decoration. And then I'm just going to kind of try to copy that angle on this side. So yeah, I don't know actually. Don't know how to go about connecting the path up. Because I want there to be kind of an entrance to this, like not a proper entrance, but like a sort of an entrance area where we'll have like a statue of something here. So I'm just going to mark this out in dirt so I know I want to put something in there. Maybe we could have like... say the paths join there and there. So this area will be probably forested, I should think, or just put in... I've got this sort of this water source running here, so I should probably continue the water along the edge here and then sort of disappear under here and then go continue this way maybe. Then I guess it could just join... join the edge like that, I suppose. It's not straight. Ah. It's gonna bug me. I'll have to think about that at a later... while I'm off stream over the week. Screw the animals, it's what Fletcher wants. Exactly. Well, I always wanted Tyrannotitan instead of Giganotosaurus. I wish Universal chose Tyrannotitan instead of Giganotosaurus, the main baddie dinosaur. That's an interesting question. What are we going to have as our sort of... So I want to use this area over here as like a big exhibit for a key dinosaur, and I suppose the obvious option is a big carnivore of some description, so you need to decide what to go in there. But I'm going to move away from that area down here and come up here to this this area here. So this is where the hotels are going to be. And what I kind of want is the hotels to be overlooking this lake where we're going to have dinosaurs. So let's do some quick terrain work. Now, I like the lip. It's a very realistic lip. Natural anti-dinosaur construction. And maybe cut out part of this area here. I think we can cut out a bit of this forest. Give our dinosaurs a sort of an area away from the hustle and bustle of the hotels. Why is it not allowing me to get rid of that? Really? Deary me. Yeah, and just let's kind of do the same here. Cut out a little bit more from there, then smooth it down. Low health again. Let me guess. Argentinosaurus. Which is now decided to sit in the middle of the thing. I'm just going to move you manually and place you where there is trees. I suppose I should put some more ginkgo in here. Since apparently this patch of tree is not the right type of tree to feed on. For God's sake. Why did I bother with sauropods? Such a terrible idea. There you go. That should help a bit. I want a bear DLC that adds a bunch of bears, including a short-faced bear. In a dinosaur game, Goofy. Surely if you want that, you should just go and play Planet Zoo. Hello, I'm gonna slaughter your name. So I'm just gonna call you Pedro. Hello Pedro, welcome to the stream. Do let me know how I can pronounce your name correctly. There we go. Lovely, the Argentinosaurus is no longer starving to death. Yeah, I think that makes for a nice exhibit area. And what I'm going to do is I want to make this very sandy. Just to differentiate it. I want this to be a kind of a desert style enclosure. Since we can actually have them. Easily now. There we go. It's just some rocks and stuff in here. Terrain, terrain, terrain. Lovely. I don't mind these rocks being quite harsh along the back. Can I put some trees or something in there? I don't want Planet Zoo. I want them in a game that has disgusting hybrid animals with invisible and human clones and insane dinosaur. The aquatics and Dimetrodon are not dinosaurs. True. I mean, if you want prehistoric mammals, there's always prehistoric kingdom. While it's not in as polished a state as this game kind of is, I do think it's worth reminding people that prehistoric kingdom does exist. And I would suggest if you want more different types of prehistoric life, then prehistoric kingdom is probably the game for you. Does require a bit of a hefty PC to run though. Kind of want a little rocky lip here. There we go. So we're gonna have like a little desert oasis. I actually quite like this little water source. This is here in the game already. I do quite like it. Just this little island, a few rocks, nice shaped water source. I think it's perfect as is, which is why I kept it. Troll face is earned for Fletcher because he claims I'm cruel with dinosaur combat. I can make an enclosure with perfect stats above red, while Fletcher cares not for the animals. You, Fletcher, barbaric. Dinosaur King, I can easily make enclosures like that if I wanted to. But there is a difference between making a park look nice and a park be functional. What I don't do is force my dinosaurs to fight for the opportunistic appraisal of my guests. Which is cruel and inhumane. Okay, let's see. Where do I want the hotels along this? So basically the dinosaur enclosure is going to be along that rocky edge. Yeah, out to here. So basically it's everything that's white. So the hotels kind of, I want them overlooking the exhibit. I think the dinosaur in here is going to probably be carnivorous, so it won't be like the Jurassic Park style hotels, which are, there's basically no protection for them whatsoever if the dinosaur wants to come over and nibble on somebody. So it will be the modern hotels, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about using the large ones though. Maybe the small ones. So I think we'll have a small one just to start with here. And then we'll have another one . There. See, what I also want to try and do is have some other guest things here. So maybe I might have the... Where's the visitor center? There it is. Like I might have the visitor center here somewhere in the background, or maybe have like a visitor center be like the entrance to this hotel area. So if like combine two of them together back to back, so it looks like you have to go through the visitor center in order to get to the hotels and stuff, and then just have this kind of as its own little area. Might do that. I think we need another hotel there. Maybe one more at sort of this end. And that would be the last one. So 3 hotels, which I think is a reasonable number. And I kind of want the path to follow the edge of this lake. Something like that. And then let's stick in the fencing. So we'll have a very strong fencing along the top edge. Why can't Indominus go invisible in JWE2 since it could in the first? I assume it should in the second. It does. It does use the adaptive camo. It only does it in pockets where the forest is actually thick enough to do it. If you don't put enough trees and stuff down, it won't use the camo gene. So if you're not seeing it go invisible in-game, that's probably why.
It's all for I think it was more and then it hurt more. And then everything burned. Like, I have no idea. Alright.
There you go. So that's the fence line to protect the hotels. But you can still see over them thanks to the height of the hotels, which is kind of what I wanted. Because it's unrealistic to have sort of guest areas in a carnivore enclosure. You wouldn't want guests going out on the balcony and getting nommed on because they're in convenient biting range. Wanted him to blend in with sand and stuff. Again, doing that would just take too much work. You'd have to create so many different texture swaps for it and stuff. It's just not feasible to expect Frontier to do that. Okay, and then what we need to do is put in the invisible fence line, which will run basically along the edge here. We'll have a patch of trees in there. God, I wish Kyadena could bring his fence mod back. I really miss his actually invisible fence. Because as much as this is kind of invisible, it's also kind of ugly.
Say that first shot was wild.
Right, trees in here.
What could be worse? That first
Trees here. And tropical trees. Since this is supposed to be a desert. or desert style enclosure. Kind of an oasis. Put that in there. We'll do more landscaping. Not landscaping. But yeah, landscaping and stuff around here once we're more clear on what we want. I feel like for an attraction we should have a cage that you put people in and put them inside the exhibit, kind of like a bear cage, so the animal can't get to you, but you can go up close and personal to it. Like a shark cage. Like a shark cage exhibit for the lagoons, maybe. That'd be quite fun. So what dinosaur do we have in here? I'm thinking a piscivore, since we do have all of that water to make use of. Just lower the... not rotate. G. Move Y. There we go. Actually put them down in the water. Advance move. There you go. Yeah, so a piscivore of some description. So, Spino, Suco, or Barry. I don't want Baryonyx. I use it too much in my parks. Suco or Spino. Which do I prefer? The Spinoraptor won't actually eat from the piscivore feeders, Goofy. There's limitations currently with what the new species can and cannot eat from. So... unless we don't make it a piscivore and we have a different animal in there. And we just don't have piscivore feeders. I want it to be a carnivore. So I want like the hotel to have something impressive to look at. Suco really doesn't get enough love. That is true. What sort of skins does Suco have? Suchomimus. Let's have a look. That was strange. Suco. White leopard stripes. White leopard stripes sounds interesting. What's that? Pulcrana. And then, let's see. Coloration. Deep red, black, cyan, navy blue, racing green. Burned orange with red scars on white belly. Sandy grey. Hey, let's just go with Svalbard. See how that turns out.
Nope.
Let's see what it looks like. Oh, I like that. I like that color combination, actually. Let's grab you. Oops. Don't think I grabbed you. Nope. Come on. I want to move you. Advanced move. No, freeform. There we go. Let's grab this one and manually move him to his new home. There we are. That was easy. Have you tried using tents? For what purpose, Goofy? It's a very big enclosure for... Might need a couple more Suchomimus for that. Let's have another one. Let's go with red and black leopard striping, so that's Rana. And let's go with... let's go with Gambia River Basin for that one. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, yeah. So, I think I did a video a few weeks ago looking at, like, mod that had separate structures in, like the tents and little garages, and using them as, like, makeshift living areas for animals, which, it kind of works. That did not work at all. That color combination really didn't do anything, did it? I'm going to need to create a quick makeshift response facility down here just to get rid of that particular animal. Just get rid of that one because I'm not happy with how it ended up looking. Maybe change the body color to the white instead. Get rid of him the fun way. Is there a fun way to get rid of him? Much better. Grab you. Drag you. Plonk you down. Must be an existential nightmare to actually have that happen to you. Just get dragged by a hand in the sky. Create a really strong Indominus and put the creature you don't want in the... That's cruel, Goofy. That's Dinosaur King levels of cruel. Black stripes. Cream and red, white leopard, cream papura. Kind of want to do one that's Fletcher green, which is mangrove forest. It's better than being erased from existence, being sold off to Malta. Well, the way I see it is that the dinosaurs are being transferred to other parks. That's what happens. It's tranked and transferred to one of my other better parks for it. It's not being sold off or anything. That's what I tell myself anyway. I do remember tranking a bunch of Dilophosaurus in the first game and leaving them to starve to death because they had annoyed me that much. I was like, to hell with you, I'm just going to starve you to death, be gone. Which is particularly cool. Lovely. So 3 Suchomimus. I mean, it's a bit of a big enclosure. I could probably have not even bothered that far bit at the end. But I want them to have somewhere where they can kind of lay out of the view of the hotels. And this is actually a tactic I would suggest people do if they can't figure out how to expand their park, is to kind of just build areas and then what is... No, I just want to sell this dinosaur. What's wrong with the transport system now? Oh my god, why is it... It's even more awkward than it is last time. Don't do it, not Malta. It's not going to Malta, it's going to a different park. I do have many parks to finish. Something I've actually had an idea about, and I might do a stream of this in the week at some point, is to create a Monopoly map, or like a Monopoly board using like different dinosaurs and different things to symbolize different aspects of Monopoly. I think that might be quite fun. I mean, it would be tricky because I'll have to actually try and get a map big enough that you could actually fit a Monopoly board in. But I think it could be quite fun. I'm really waiting for Microceratus. We definitely do need more small dinosaurs in the game. I think I want... Even though Brachiosaurus isn't actually in, I think I might just want Brachiosaurus in here to symbolize. Actually, have we got a fountain? Place down a fountain first. And then I'm gonna outline the edge of this fountain. Lovely. And then we'll put the Brachiosaurus in. I like that. I think that's quite a nice entrance. I think that makes a very good centerpiece, actually. You know, we need a building mod to add tall buildings and other structures that would be in a city, like stores and sometimes houses. I think what we do need is more ability to vary what the buildings look like. I actually think Frontier have made a mistake by making building sets. I think what they should have done is make every building like the amenities building. I think we should have a viewing tower, and we should have... Go away. And I think we should have been able to, you know, flick through different options to design the building how we want it. You know, choose where we have the entrance, choose where we have the tower, choose what we have on the outside. I think that's a better way of going about it. How big are, talking of amenities, that's just a bit too big. Don't really like... Yeah. Don't really like that. But what I might do is just thicken that up a bit. Then put in some rocks behind this Brachiosaurus skeleton. Yep. Put in some trees. That's a bit of a tall type of tree. Just like that. And then have something in the front here. And what I'm thinking is maybe... Oh, that would be the perfect fit in there. Grab this. And drag it up. Have it just on the edge. And then in the front, obviously because we've got those little streams to think about, just have them going into something. Maybe that one, or... There you go. Put in some plants. So try and get some bushes to form in here. Not enough room. Okay. Not enough room for anything? No, not enough room for anything. So we're gonna have to do it ourselves. We need some rocks. God, they're in the... It totally throws me off that rocks are in the environment tab, but the trees are in the decorations tab. It throws me off every time. I feel like we could easily put another statue in here. What other dinosaurs have we got in with the Argentine sauce? We've got Struthies, haven't we? Maybe let's have a... Actually, I quite like the idea of them being actually in the fountain. Ah! Can't get at this Struthi. Oh, I've made a mistake. There we go. I didn't think I was going to be able to delete that one then. It's one thing you have to be careful of when you're designing areas. Make sure you can always go back and undo bits if you don't like it. I think that works. Maybe stick a few little palms here. Let's have a shorter one. Yeah. I think that looks pretty good. Will you cover the aviary viewing gallery? It's a little bit ugly when it's detached. I actually like it. I like this side of it with the exposed girders. I like the really nice sort of wing sails on the top. And I don't think there's anything wrong with the grey on the top. I actually like it as it is, to be honest. I mean, it's a shame we can't have anything actually up here, like a roof. But oh well. Where was I? I was down here, wasn't I? I think we need to decide on colours for the lights. Okay, let's go with nice green. It's a bit much. Blue. Ooh, quite like that. A nice cool blue. And yellow. Blue again. Not blue again. Red. Stick with the green, and then in the front here we'll go with a yellow, orange. Go with a nice orange, I think, for that fountain. We'll make these blues a little more blue. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Happy with that. If anything, I might add another light or two behind to get more on the bracky, but create the more fun way of getting rid of the creature you don't like. I'm not for killing my dinosaurs. I like my dinosaurs to stay alive. That's just me. Yeah, I'm happy with that as an entrance. I just need to figure out how to sort of combine, or how to get people from the plaza to here. So I need to think about the bit between. I mean, I suppose I could just have like a bridge running between them. Selling them off to Malta and Manticorp is fine. Like I said, they're just going to another island. I have many parks, and they're just going to one of those. Where are all the dinosaurs? This enclosure is massive, and all of the dinosaurs have chosen to go to this end of the park. They're nowhere near the viewing areas. I suppose you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make it swim, or whatever that saying is. You did put the water there. I did. I probably should have some water up this end, actually, to spread them out a bit. Those Argentinosaurus are so loud. Not Argentinosaurus. Amargosaurus. They're so loud. There you go. That should help. Move the vegetation more. Oh, well, there's a pretty good spread of vegetation types all around. They should kind of pretty much move about. I think it's just they're all really very slow. What's wrong with you now? Let me guess. Not eating enough. Yeah, food. It's always food they're so low on. I probably should have done what Dinosaur King suggested and actually sorted out their food and food requirements at least. I'm just going to make a start on the area where the lagoons are, just so I can kind of get more of a feeling for how I want it to look. I don't want to make these sort of mountain ridges too tall, because then it's going to cut out the light. I just want them to be, you know, just like little ridges, really. I want them to be quite lengthy. So I want this area to have quite a big sort of grand feeling as you walk into it. And we'll definitely have, oops. Definitely have this in the middle. Yeah, just like something a bit taller than that, maybe. Yeah, I'm happy with that. A bit more on this side. Yeah. I quite like the idea of having some concrete sort of structures along the edges, just to make it look like we're sort of holding back the wall. Holding back the dirt, sorry. Yeah. Let's do something similar on this side. No. Actually, it doesn't really work. I think if I want something like that, I think I'm going to have to do it with path. Just like use the path. Make it look like we've concreted up the edge of the wall there. Ooh. I mean, that kind of works. But these are just out of they're out of sync. I probably should have made the whole ridge and then cut a hole in the middle, really. You gave him the genetics problem. He lives in misery because of you. True, true. I should have meddled with his genetic structure more. That's for sure. Above the lagoon, there should be an aviary. Have a covered lagoon. The problem with that is the aviary pieces are not the same size as the lagoon, so you end up having to have like 2 or 3 aviary pieces over a single lagoon, which just becomes a bit of a mess. I'm happy with having these lagoons exposed to the open air. Okay, how is it going to look in terms of entrance here? I'm pretty sure I want the entrance to be here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and down again. Okay, so actually this ridge needs to be longer. Like so. There we go.
Oh, goodness. I don't think I got hit by a single bladed or piercing weapon.
Get the mermaid added species mod and put it in the part. I didn't even realize there was a mermaid species mod. I haven't seen that one. I must have missed it. Do 2 sidelines. Some different color in the middle. Then
Oh my god.
kind of feel like I want to copy the style we did on the other side with a semicircle.
Oh yeah, because it's so
Lovely. Excellent. Happy with that?
there's nothing but
Oh, it was released an hour ago, right. I haven't checked Nexus for a couple of hours, so... But I probably won't be getting that one. I don't really like silly mods. I kind of like my mods to be serious. Plus, mermaids are kind of really screwed up if you look into like the lore and stuff. Basically, people who drown sailors, they're not very nice. This will be the lagoon entrance. So fountain. We'll do the same thing that we've done over on the other side. I think what I'm going to do with this one is have a slightly different color of path. Excellent.
Get a hamper though.
Make it a little bit thicker. And then we have on here, let's see, what prehistoric animal, aquatic animal should we have? Get the capybara, that it's not, no, it's not silly. But again, I don't really see the point in putting modern day animals into the game. Like, it's a dinosaur game. Give us dinosaurs. If I wanted to play with capybaras, I'd play Planet Zoo. I think it might have to be Liprodon, since it is my favourite. I really must make my mod spotlight video looking at all the new statues. This has just reminded me. I actually think I need to have it. Okay, let's do the move it mod. Oh, whoops. Whoops. Why am I... Thank you. Advanced move. No, freeform.
So about those death saving throws.
I'm gonna have to lift it up before I put it in, I think. That might be too much. I think that was indeed too much. Blast. Down just a smidge. That's just about acceptable. I might just put a couple of no bamboo. No. Need like I don't know. I'll mess around with that another time. That's kind of the thing I sort of want. I want Liprodon there. And we'll just have some... I think since this is the lagoon area, we'll just back this whole place with fountains. It's just a bit too big, isn't it? I don't know. I can make it work. We'll just hide the rough edges. That's alright. Don't mind that. Attempt to create your own shark tank in one of the exhibits. I do have the Helicoprion mod and the Xiphactinus mod. So I could create a kind of shark tank. I'm going to just end the poll as we're coming to the end of the stream. So most people are interested in the Atrociraptor, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, out of all the animals that we had in Dominion, the Atrociraptor was probably the best. So I'm not surprised everyone wants... I think instead of tables and umbrellas, I think we'll have benches. Actually, no. Tables and umbrellas. Why did I put that one like off center there? That was silly of me. Yeah. Kind of feel like we need to have something behind the Librawdon. That's a bit big. That's also a tad big. Yeah, okay, maybe not. But I suppose what we could do is have something running along the sides. Maybe something like that. Have like little wavelets along the edges. Maybe. I'll think about that. See how it looks. Shark Tank in Carnivore exhibit. Okay, that's a bit of a weird one, Goofy. Well, I'm going to leave it here tonight, since it's coming up to 2 hours. I want to thank it's been quite a busy stream. I want to thank everyone for popping in and keeping me company. There will be another stream next week. So next weekend, I'm going to do a bit of a different stream. I'm going to take a break from park building, and I'm going to do a kind of a thought experiment. Like, if we were going to make a Jurassic World Evolution, like what would we basically, how would we design our own Jurassic World Evolution game? Like, what would we have in it? What bits of Jurassic World Evolution 1 and 2 do we like? What bits do we not like? Basically have a little thought experiment as a group. So that sort of thing works best if plenty of you come, so I do hope you join for that. There'll be plenty of other videos in the week. And yeah, I will see you hopefully next Sunday. Until then, stay safe and good night, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.